Good afternoon, sir. So we can't hear you uh, right now.
Hi, Mona. Good afternoon. I'm here.
Good, af- good
Good
afternoon,
afternoon,
sir.
sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
Your camera's not on yet.
Yeah, I'll just get it
Yeah.
on. There's another official university meeting going on. So
Oh,
I'm
okay. Okay,
just
sorry.
trying to balance the two. Sorry. Yeah, there you are. Okay.
Right, sir. Thank you. Okay, we can start now. Sir has joined. We can start the
I,
recording also, please.
I, Prabhat Arora, would like to start with sharing a beautiful quote by Steve Jobs. If you are working on something that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you itself. Wish you all a wonderful and warm afternoon. It would be a pleasure for me to welcome our respected principal, Sir Professor Manoj Sinha, our department teachers, Dr. Ranjan Kumar, Dr. Preeti Jagwani, Dr. Sonal Linda, Ms. Mona Adalakha, Ms. Neha Kumari, Mr. Rajkumar Sharma, Dr. Deepak Sharma, and Mr. Rajiv Rai, and all my dear companions present here. The Computer Science Department of Aryabhatta College has established a tradition to stay in contact with its alumni. Well, counting this tradition, we are back with the fifth episode of our Alumni Speak series webinar, As Distinctive as You, by Mr. Ashish Chaudhary. Firstly, I would like to invite Mona ma'am to introduce the speaker.
Thank you, Prabhat. Good afternoon, respected Principal Sir, Professor Manoj Sinha, our alumnus, and speaker for today, Mr. Ashish Chaudhary, fellow colleagues and dear students. On behalf of Tech Pioneers, the Computer Science Society of Aryabhatta College, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the fifth episode of our Alumni Speak series, where our computer science alumni share their experience and give helpful tips to the current students. As teachers, it feels really special to welcome an alumnus as a speaker for a webinar. Today we have Ashish Chaudhary, a student of the batch of 2019 of Computer Science Honors. We teachers fondly remember Ashish as a sincere, hardworking, and energetic student. He was always forthcoming for suggestions and one of the students who started our department society Tech Pioneers. Ashish is currently pursuing MBA from IIM Rohtak. He has interned at Nestle India and JSG in Innotech Private Limited. As an area manager at Rewards, Ashish has led a team of 20 area managers in the distribution and timely delivery of midday meals. Ashish is also the coordinator of the academic committee at IIM Rohtak and has actively taken part in debating and poster making competitions, to name a few. With all these skills, it is not surprising that Ashish has his own startup, Dream IIM, details of which Ashish will share. Congratulations on your achievements, Ashish. We are really proud of you and wish you good luck for all your future endeavors. Thank you. Prabhat, over to you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, ma'am. Now, I would like to invite Principal Sir to say a few words.
Thank you, Prabhat. This is my Pleasure to be among all the faculty members of Computer Science Department and all you students who are running Tech Pioneers. And that somebody who would have been at the beginning of Tech Pioneers is with us today gives me immense pleasure today. Thank you, Ashish, for choosing to be with us this afternoon and interacting with the current students. That you are doing well after having passed out from Aryabhat College is gives us a lot of pleasure also. We wish you very well and wish that you really succeed in whatever you want to achieve in the future. But presently, I'm very appreciative of tech pioneers who have persisted with something they had started, that our alumni come back with their experiences and give back to the present students some of their experiences, some of the things that they would have wanted to do differently. Also, a feedback to us, the faculty members and the college, for doing something that we are doing in a certain way, which we could have done better or can still do better, is the feedback mechanism through which any institution can function better than before. And that you are giving us time is a matter of great pleasure and satisfaction. So Ashish, I wholeheartedly on behalf of the whole Aryabhat College welcome you here, and I congratulate all the Tech Pioneer office bearers and others who are working in this area to keep up with the alumni series. We have reached the fifth episode today. So I'm sure that this has become a habit or a regular feature for you, which is another matter of great satisfaction to me. So have a very good afternoon. Have a great afternoon of interaction with Ashish. My best of all to the Tech Pioneers group. And Ashish, thank you once more. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time and words. We are grateful for your guidance and encouragement to our department at all times. Before moving further, I would like to request everyone to switch on their camera for a group photo.
Nitika, don't do the screen recording right now. And I think there's some problem with the new app that we have for recording. So anyone else can take the screen recording. So whoever is doing the recording, can you please also take screenshots, because I'm unable to take that.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So whoever is doing that screen recording, जो भी कर रहा है, वो ही एक बारी screenshots ले लो, because I'm trying to do it. I'm not able to do it.
Oh, this is a computer science meeting. I am sure a dozen will do it. More
नहीं नहीं,
cameras
वो
need to come
एक्चुअली
out.
सर क्या है, गूगल मीट्स ने रिकॉर्डिंग बंद कर दिया है.
Yeah,
तो
well,
एक्स्ट्रा एड ऑन ऐड करना पड़ता है, जिसकी वजह से मुझे लग रहा है प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, और वो स्क्रीनशॉट्स एवरीबॉडी इज अनेबल टू टेक.
see, they are going to charge you. ये प्राइवेट सेक्टर जो है वो आपको आदत लगाता है, फिर उसके पैसे मांगता है बाद में.
एग्जैक्टली.
So that will happen. Don't worry. But whoever is taking it,
राइट.
more cameras to come on, please. Many students have not switched on their cameras. Come on, Umesh, Garima, Himanshu, Sakshi, Manya, Ashish.
It should be full. We should not see any names.
Rohit, Abhinav, Nitika, Arun,
देखो
Harshit,
इसी में ही शक्ल दिखा दिया करो अपने,
रमन,
वैसे दिखाते नहीं हो सर. क्लास में नहीं ऑन
Nancy,
करते लोग कैमरा.
Arihant, Mohit, Sheetal, Ria. Cameras on, please. Yeah, Rishi, thank you. Nakul. Right, take the photo now. Okay.
Thank you.
I will give a quick brief about the rules and regulations for the workshop. Please keep your microphone and video off throughout the meeting. You are not allowed to present a screen. Doing so will lead to immediate removal from the meeting. Questions will be taken at the end of the session by the host. No interruptions will be entertained. Any kind of inconvenience, authentical behavior, or reprimanding will lead to immediate removal from the meeting without any warning. No e-certificates will be provided to the participants. Now, I would like to invite our esteemed speaker, Mr. Ashish, to inspire us with his journey and share his on-field experience as an incredibly successful professionalist.
Thank you so much, Prabhat, for this warm welcome. And thank you so much, guys. It's an absolute honor to be back in the campus. So let's start. I have prepared presentation. So can I share the screen?
Yes,
Yeah, you
please.
can.
Is it visible? Okay. So Prabhat, I'll also request you to kindly inform me if I get disconnected. All right.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. So let's start. Um, Sorry, this is the last slide. Okay. So when Shivam was giving me the topic, I asked what exactly this means. He gave me this topic as distinctive as you, and I really am not able to kind of figure out what exactly can be said on this. So this is an exercise for you as well. I'll be relating this topic to my experiences, so you can also do that in the meanwhile. So what is the agenda for today? Um I'll be speaking for 35 40 minutes, and I have prepared a few slides. These are just for my information. You cannot get anything out of this because these are just one liners. So, first segment of the session is what I want to be. I mean, this is a self branding exercise. You already, Mona ma'am has been very kind in introducing me, and then sir also talked about me. But again, I'll be talking about myself. And then in the second segment, I'll be telling you a story because I know guest lectures and sessions aren't very interesting thing to attend, isn't it? So I'll be telling you a story. It will be a story that you can connect with me. And the third part of the session is I'll be talking about the benefits of MBA, right? Why you should pursue MBA. What are the benefits? How you should go ahead with this? And the fourth part, and probably that is why I'm here, road to IM, and I'm sure you must be very curious to hear about this. In the fifth part, I will be talking about this topic as distinctive as you, how I will be relating this topic, this abstract topic, to my experiences. And in the next part, and this is of most important part because I'll be talking about how you can prepare CV, right? Before, because we all have come from school, nobody talks about resume in the school, right? And all of a sudden you spend 1 year 2 year and then the third year everyone's talking about resume. So I'll give you some hands-on, some format, some guidelines how you can prepare a good resume. And I'll also be talking about the interview skills, how you can face interviews, what should be your format, how you should be going ahead with talking with the interviewer. So I'll be mentioning these things in the sixth segment of my session. And in the last segment, there's a question. And I have titled it that the ultimate question. So you brood over this, what can be the ultimate question? And with this, I'll be concluding the session because I know you'll not be able to bear me beyond this. So okay, so first topic is what I want to be. I could have written is what I am, but I still am not any of these. It's just that these are my aspirations. I want to be an entrepreneur. As Mona ma'am was mentioning, I have recently launched in startup. The name of the startup is Dream I Am. It's a cloud-based platform. We have created a platform for MBA aspirants and industry experts. So it gives me immense pleasure to inform you that we have 15 plus industry experts and they have work experiences ranging from 5 years to 15 years. That's extremely good. They are VPs in their domain. And I also have 30 plus people working for us. They are from extremely prestigious institutions such as IIMs, IITs, and even Delhi University. So the next thing is what I consider myself as a consultant, and this is how what I am professionally. I'm placed in Capgemini as service consultant, and probably for next 2 3 years, this is what I'll be doing. And third thing is a marketeer. So I'm a big marketing buff. I really read about how these brands develop themselves, how you can brand yourself, your brands, your company. So that way I'm a marketeer. And the next thing, I consider myself as a management student. By degree I am a management student. I'm pursuing MBA from IIM Rohtak. And the last thing, um, which is why I'm here. I have done computer science degree from Arvita College, and I must confess this. And if I would have said this when I was in the college, Mona ma'am would have came chasing me. So I was not very good in programming, but I had this curiosity, or I had this. I wanted to ensure that whatever concepts are there, at least I should understand them, and I should understand the implementation of them. So still, uh, though I'm a bit detached from computer science, but still I really read about them. No matter what you want to do, in whatever industry you want to get into, the understanding of technology is of paramount importance. I cannot stress upon this any more. So with this, uh, the second question, the second part, as I told you, uh, I'll be telling you a story, and I have titled this at an unconventional odyssey. You must be knowing that the meaning of Odyssey means is a small tale. So I'm going to tell you an unconventional story, and there's a dilemma in it. So what is the story? This story is of me only. See, the campuses of IIMs are filled with students from Delhi University. Almost 20-30% students on different campuses of IIMs, you'll find they are affiliated to Delhi University. And out of them, almost 90% have background in commerce. So to have a journey from computer science, BSc honors computer science, to management education was something for me unconventional. See, BTech plus MBA is tradition now. So how did I come up with the decision that I wanted to go for management education? So with in this segment, you'll also be able to answer what should be your career choice. And see, in first year, second year, third year, it is the case that we all feel entangled that what should we pursue after completing our graduation. We all have been in a school where we fantasize of being something, which was something we cannot, uh, we do not end up being them, right? So it's just that I wanted to become an astrobiologist, and now what am I doing? I'm a MBA professional. So once you are after you have completed your graduation, you're exposed to the world. Now you'll have to make a decision. What you want to do? You'll have very limited time. So how can you reach on to that decision? This is what I'll be talking about in this segment. So what are the career choices that a student of computer science has? You must be saying that even my batchmates, some are doing law, some are doing computer science, some are doing management, some are doing government, some are preparing for government exams. So there are plethora of opportunities. But what suits me the most? That is the question. That is the ultimate dilemma, right? So what is the that trick? How we can make this decision? See, there are so many youngsters who come up to me and ask me, this is my profile, and what should I do after this? I must tell you that nobody else, no one else than you can only be the person who can answer this question, right? So how can you answer the question? Firstly, you'll have to identify your strengths, what you are good at, what do you like doing, right? Somebody can be a good writer. So if you have completed degree in computer science, you can end up being a writer, isn't it? Somebody likes to manage things. You can end up being a manager, isn't it? And fourth thing is your strengths should align with your interest, right? So you should also try to find your interest. Where do you want to go? Do you find working in a law firm interesting? Then that's your career option. If you find working for a management firm, that's your career aspiration. So align your strength and interest, then come up with solutions, the alternatives. And what is the method to figure out what career option suits you the most? There is only one method, and this has been the method since ages. And that method is called hit and trial, right? you must have studied LPP, linear programming, right? Where there are constants, then you find feasible solution, and then out of those feasible solutions, you come up with the optimal solution. So when you are in the graduation, you should find in the first year, you should find what are the alternatives you have, right? Then work upon them one by one. It cannot be like one day you end up saying, yes, I want to do this. No, you have to try and see if that is what you want to do or not, right? So it takes time. That is how I even came to the decision that I wanted to go for MBA. So I want to tell you that I even prepared for UPSC, and I used to study 15 hours per day. And after 4 months, I was like, no, this is something that I don't want to do. So this was very iterative process. I tried something, I found this is something that I don't want to do. Then I tried something different, and by the end of second year, I was kind of sure that I wanted to go for MBA. And then, if you have made the decision, you should not have second thoughts, right? So I'm sure that some of you might be even wishing to go for MBA. So if you have already decided, and if you are in final year, you must have already even sat for CAT examination. So this part is something that you can ignore, isn't it? Now coming on to the benefits of an MBA. So suppose now you have decided that you want to go for a management education. So why do you want to go? What are the benefits? What are the advantages? Right? So we all must would have heard someone saying that X person got a salary package of 1.5 CR. Somebody got a salary of 40 lakhs. Somebody got a salary of 25 lakhs. So all these newses come from the campuses of ITs and IMs. And mostly the salary package that is offered to an MBA professional, MBA student is higher than those who are just graduates. So yes, in terms of salary, it is extremely rewarding field. Most of IMs have already released their placement report for this term, 2021-22. So you can have a look at them. Despite the lockdown, despite the recession, average package in almost all the IMs is 20 lakh rupees. So every person who was studying in that campus has backed a package of 20 lakh. So this can be the biggest motivator, and this was my motivation as well, right? Second, which I find very relevant, is the huge increase of self-worth. See, we all are working for to maintain a self-image, to have that confidence, right? And if you are cracking an exam of a stage such as CAT, where lakhs of students sit, it just increases your self-worth to different level altogether. You feel very confident, and it gets reflected in your temperament, right? So it makes a personality you become someone who can stand out even in crowd. So, and third point which I have mentioned here is sky is the limit. So see, without demeaning any other profession, let's say you're a software developer. So there is a threshold up to which you can reach. But do a research survey of Fortune 500 companies CEO, and what were their educational qualifications. 70 to 80%, if not more than that, are MBAs. Even for our country, take the data of CEOs of different organizations, bigger organizations. Most of them have CEOs who are MBAs, right? So if you are a good management professional, you can reach up to the topmost layer of the hierarchy, and within a very limited time. Like, they are experts, they are industry veterans, they are people who are in their 40s, and they are management directors. So this is the opportunity that MBA provides. Next point is greater job security. So this is the case with me as well. My native place is Patna, And whenever you talk to your parents, the first thing they'll say is get a government job. Even they know that the salary offered to a government servant is lesser than the salary offered to an executive in private service. But still, they will ask you to go and do a government job. Why? Because they know no matter what, you will not be fired, right? So we all want to be very secure in terms of job, and we as community, we as society are risk averse. We do not want to risk ourselves with our future, right? So uh, if you have an MBA from a good institution, the chances are very slim that you will be unemployed. If your expertise, your skills are not aligned with a certain organization, there's always the other organization will be more than happy to welcome you with a higher package. Then there's this thing called networking. I still remember it was 18 June 2020. It was my first lecture in IM, and the professor, he was from IM Ahmedabad. He mentioned one thing: MBA means networking, and I'm very active on LinkedIn. You must have seen. When I had joined MBA, I had something 200 connections on LinkedIn. Now I have something 2,000, and among them, they are hiring managers from different organizations. They are VPs from MNCs. So this is the network that I have built. Now, of course, I have my batchmates who are extremely bright students from across India, and they will be the leaders. So just imagine if I require a job or any assistance, they are there for me. So MBA provides you this networking opportunity, and MBA is all about networking. And last one, the basic human skills. Why have I mentioned here? That's when I was aspiring for an MBA, I used to talk to seniors, and they used to say that an average day in an IIM is about 17, 18 hours. So I used to think that this cannot be true. You cannot be working for 17, 18 hours daily and still function as a sane man. You cannot do that, right? But now I don't remember when the last time I slept for 8 hours on a stretch, because this environment teaches you. You'll have to, these are the people here are extremely intelligent, extremely gifted. So if you want to stay in the competition, you'll have to level, and working hard is the only option. You'll have to spend hours and hours, because I have classes even at night 11:30. Day before yesterday I was giving a presentation at 11:30 p.m. at night. So it gives you the skill to work. You'll not be complaining that I cannot do this. I have, like, in my internships as well, I have managers who calls me at 10:30, and they'll assign me a work. I cannot complain that I cannot do this. I'll have to, right? With this, the next segment is, and which is the most important segment for you guys, I know. What is the road to IM? So you'll have to take a bus somewhere in Narela and just come to IM Rohtak. That's the route to IM. Sorry for the PJ. So yeah, how can you get into an IM? All right. So first thing, eligibility criteria. You must be knowing that you must have a graduation degree at least, and even if you are sitting for your final term exam, you can sit for CAT as well, and you can get admission as well. There are so many students in our batch only who are just freshers. They have just completed their graduation and they got admission into IM. So in terms of educational eligibility, you just need to have a graduation degree. Bare minimum is 3 years of, the degree should be of 3 years. And here's the catch, right? When I said that, how is this career very unconventional? So you must have heard that every IM has a very particular, very different selection criteria, where there is some weightage for CAT exam, there is some weightage for interview. Then there are other points. Other points means diversity points, right? If you do not belong to an engineering background, you get 5 points, and that really helps in an as competitive exam as CAT. If you're getting 5 points just because you belong to a certain domain. That's the biggest advantage that you can have. It said that general engineer mill, this is a term for gem, cannot cat, get through an IM even at 99.9 percentile, and someone from DU can get into IM Ahmedabad even at 97 percentile with good academics and good curriculum, good resume. So that is why I have mentioned here that you guys are at advantage. I was at advantage. I got 5 points as diversity point. And then work experience. I was also I generally being asked that what should be the preferred work experience to get into an IM or an management education. There is no right answer to this question. So certain companies do require you to have 1 or 2 years of relevant work experience, but then there's no hard and fast rule. Here in IIM Rohtak, we have 50% of batch are freshers. I was a fresher when I had joined this institute. So it completely depends on your time frame. When do you want to do an MBA? Do you want to work for some years and then go ahead and prepare for CAT and get into NIM? So that's completely dependent on your preference. If you have decided fill the form, then there are two stages to the admission, and it is something around 6 to 7 months of process. First one is the admission test, which is the CAT exam. And I was told that I should emphasize on this part a bit. So you all must have known that there are three sections. First one is quant, second one is DLR, and third one is VARC. And when I was appearing for the CAT, we used to have 3 hour exam, but now they have reduced it to 2 hours. So I don't know if this is advantage or disadvantage. But if the examination is of lesser time, it always feels good, right? We will be done with it in lesser time. So when to start the preparation? This is something that I am generally asked. When should you prepare? If you are in first year, should you start preparing for the exam, or is should you be waiting till third year to start preparing? So there is no right or wrong answer to this. If you have already considered, if you already decided that you want to go for MBA, start as early as possible. Start today, right? It's a competitive exam. The more practice you're doing, the better results you'll have. But preferred time, I would say, is somewhere around second year, when you're expected that you should now be choosing in which direction you want to go after you completing the degree from your college. Next question is how to prepare for it, right? So again, it completely depends on person to person. Here you have to understand your strengths, in which part, in which section you require more effort, in which section you are good at. Like I was good at VARC, so I rarely did anything, and I had to really work in the second section, that is GILR. So just figure out what is there which is you are good at, and then give ample number of marks. This is the best suggestion that you can get, and probably you must have already heard it, that give as number of marks as possible, because giving marks will really increase your percentile. And then also I'm asked that what are the best courses. So you can go ahead with coaching. There are various coaching, time, cat and all, but I had not taken any coaching. I had prepared on my own. I had some books from Arun Sharma, and there are so much of free content on internet. So I used to prepare with the videos and the books that I had. Now, if you have cleared CAT, the next stage is the interview, right? So, see, it said that once you clear the CAT, only 40% of work is done. The actual competition starts from interviews. It's like it said that every IIM sends something 5 calls for 1 seat, right? So just imagine these 5 people are of the same aptitude that you are, and you'll have 15 to 20 minutes to impress the professor. right? And that will ensure that all the labor that you did for in a year will bear the fruit or not, right? So, how should we prepare for the interview? And interview preparation isn't a one day affair, trust me. It requires you to build your resume first, because interviewer must have something to talk about. I have always, and I used to also complain that I'm asked um, academic questions a lot because I didn't have anything else. I didn't have internships. So build your resume. And what are the typical questions that an that a interviewer asks in MBA interviews? They'll trying to understand your intent towards doing MBA. Then they'll be trying to understand how much labor have you done during your graduation, right? And of course, they'll be checking your communication and presentation skills. So your uh, focus, your efforts towards interview preparation should be directed to these 3 points, right? So let's go to the next segment. Do you have any questions? Okay.
We'll take the questions at the end.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So now, as I said, our topic was as distinctive as you. Distinctive is a tongue twister, isn't it? So I had to figure out that what can be a relatable storyline behind this abstract topic. So see, as I said, uh, almost 3 lakh students sit for CAT. Then just 40,000 or even lesser than that get IM calls. And just 3 to 4,000 make eventually to IMs, right? So this is where you'll have to understand what difference they brought on the table, that they were given the final admits, because these 40,000 had the similar CAT score. Why were not why were they not given the admission? So this is where our topic is relatable. So what happens is, in the homogeneous crowd, you'll be able to distinguish yourself, right? You'll be someone who can stand out. And how can you do that? So it is also said that, and this is my understanding, that MBA teaches you two things. First one is presentation skill, and second one is communication skill. Presentation in terms of marketing. See, a very good product gets sold very easily, or did you have developed a very good product and you don't have any buy for this because you're not able to market it. And then there's this seller who has pathetic product, but still their sales revenue is going high like anything. So what is the difference here? The person is able to market himself, right? So how can you market yourself? Because you want to get into a job, you want to get into an institution, you'll have to market yourself. That is called, and that's why I mentioned, that is my story of brand building. I'm trying to build my brand that way. So this is what you are supposed to do. And I used to do that when I was in graduation. And the first thing is, see, this segment is very important for everyone, irrespective of the fact that you want to go into MBA or not, because eventually you'll be sitting in interviews. And when I was in my graduation, I really wanted to understand how can I pitch myself. Right? I have heard many people, and I used to also crave that no matter how much I prepare, I'm not selected in interviews. So what is the distinction? Why someone gets selected and I'm not? The first thing, and my teachers Mona ma'am, Preeti ma'am has had been really very supportive. They used to be our seniors, so they used to guide us. But then, you know, there was no format where we could really apply. So I really request everyone to pay very keen interest and attention to this segment. So I'll be talking about CBA preparation, because first thing any employer sees is your CV. Any interviewer sees is your CV. And if he likes it, there are chances of selection. If he doesn't like, you surely be not selected, right? And do you know it's an interview just take less than 5 to 7 seconds to decide whether that person wants your candidature to go ahead or not. So how should you prepare it? The first thing is what should the format of a CV? And if you can note on, there are five to six sections that you should be paying attention to. First one, academics, of course, the marks. And I was talking to one of your batchmate, and he mentioned that he's maintaining a CGP of 9. I have been a good student, but it was very. I was amazed at this because no matter how much labor I did, I could not ever cross that 9 mark.
Ashish, the OBE helps to get a high
Yes,
CGPA also.
yes, no, I understand. So it kind of amazed me, right? So if you can maintain that, that's a biggest advantage you can have because if you are having good academics, the entry to IIMS is easier because they have this criteria where you are given certain points if you maintain a stellar academics, and you all are good students, and of course the admission to Delhi University is self very rigorous, so you must be most of you must be having marks in 90s, so you're done in that section. Second comes the extracurricular activities, which is what I want to stress upon. As Mona ma'am mentioned, I used to be active in extracurricular activities. We were few friends who had really incorporated this idea of having a college society. We used to brood, literally. We were the first batch. We used to brood what should be the tagline, what should be the name, how we should look like, what should be the structure of our society, what should be the first event we will be conducting, right? So I used to be very inquisitive about all these topics. And trust me, it really helps. How did it help me? I'll tell you. The next thing, I was also part of debating society. I was the vice president. So do not confine yourself to just your branch, your domain. There are different societies, committees in the campus. Experience them, and this is particularly important for those who are first and second year, who are studying in first and second year. Explore as many societies as you can. These are also the places where you will network. You'll be able to network yourself, right? Then comes the co-curricular activity part. Uh, this is important, right? This makes you distinguish from others because there are so many competitions. I don't know about online setup, but when we were in Delhi University, we used to have competitions. There used to be fests going on in different colleges, and we used to go there and participate. And sometimes we used to win. Most of the time, we used to lose. But then these were experiences, and I have collected them and put them on my CV. So I have something to talk about, and this is what you should do. Nobody is extraordinary. You'll have to develop, right? And then there comes certifications. So I still remember there's a friend of mine, Ishant. You must have also interacted. So we used to go to different embassies. We were doing computer science, and we had different aspirations. So we want to develop our CV. So we used to go to these embassies and ask them if there are any courses in the language for the language. Um, Embassies provide you German, French, and all. So we used to get admission. We used to go to those embassies and ask them if we can get the admission. So these certifications really help you. And this is your CV is the first expression, first representation of yourself. And also, I want to mention a few guidelines. Your CV must be strictly one page. There's a friend of mine in Arvind College only. He had a CV of 3 pages, and I'm sure nobody will read it. Nobody reads it. They will be giving just 5 seconds, right? And it should be very coherent. You should be using keywords. So these things you should keep in mind. Then comes the communication skill. See, it is of extreme importance. and you all already be knowing the importance of it. If you can present yourself well, everything is under your belt. So how can you build it, right? So see, when you complete your graduation, nobody will teach you how to speak, how to present yourself, because they expect that you have already learned it in your graduation. And no, there are not many courses in the campus which teaches you soft skills, because teachers are confined by the syllabus. They'll have to complete the syllabus in stipulated time. So where can you learn it? So these are the, you can learn these skills from extracurricular activities, the society that you'll be working in. There are people from different backgrounds, different, they have different interests. So talking to these people will hone your soft skills, right? And then comes the, what are the resources where you can build your resume or your soft skills. So I find that reading books are of paramount importance. It helps you have deep knowledge, right? It makes you feel like you are a learned man. Then you have something to talk about every topic. It also increases fluency. And also, I used to read newspaper. I am a avid reader of newspaper. I cannot go by not reading newspaper daily. So try to inculcate these habits. It really helps you. And this is how you can distinguish yourself. You can be distinctive, right? So coming on to the next topic, and this is the last topic of our uh, my presentation. Do you have any questions? I mean, you can ask in the middle as well, if Mona ma'am permits us.
I think we can take it on the chat, and they also have some questions which they had filled in while they were registered.
Okay, ma'am.
So we have a Q&A session, and one of the students will be, leading that session. Okay, and she'll
Oh,
give the questions to you.
okay, ma'am. So, uh, in my agenda slide, it was mentioned that it is the ultimate question, right? So, once you have started preparing, the first question should come to your mind as, why do you want to do MBA? And this whole sentence has been abbreviated into two words: why MBA? Why do you want to do an MBA? This question will be asked in your IM interviews, uh, MBA interviews. Even after completing your MBA, when you'll be sitting for the placements, the HRs will be asking you, why did you opt for MBA after computer science? And if you are really keen on getting into management, this section is for you. Because when I was preparing, I used to talk to Preeti ma'am, Mona ma'am, my friends. How should I answer this? Because it just seems very different, right? Computer science management. These two domains is very separate from each other. So how can I make it together and answer in such a way that it seems organic? It shouldn't like कि मैंने mug up कर लिया, isn't it? So I want to mention here is my second part. I'm also majoring in data analytics. So the courses that I've studied in Aryabhatta College as part of curriculum in BSc Honors Computer Science, I have learned the same courses here in IIM Rohtak as well with the same textbook. And I also like to mention here as I have started this Dream IIM. Where did this concept came from? We have this course in graduation called software engineering. So I had prepared this. I and Manoj were there who had prepared this project named Career Guidance System. And we really had put on so much of effort. We wanted to implement it, but because of paucity of time or our efforts, we were not able to do that. The dream and the aspiration that started from there. Here we have this this subject called entrepreneurship new ventures, where we are providing incubation, and we also got a team, so we implemented it. So everything that you are doing in your graduation is extremely important, right? Second thing also I want to mention here is SDLC. Like software engineering is a theoretical subject, and I really like that subject. And trust me, it has helped me like immensely. There are concepts such as SDLC, agile process, Scrum, waterfall models, iterative models. These are the questions I have been asked even in my interviews 2 3 months back when I was sitting for my final placement. They had asked me, what, how can you implement digital transformation for a client? So pay attention to these subjects. Of course, the way I answer now is different than how I would have answered while I was in graduation, because now I'll have to include management as well. But then the crux of the answer remains same. And if you have done your labor there, you will not require to you will not require to even study here. I have maintained 10 CGPA in almost all the analytics courses, because though I was not in good in programming, but I had concepts ready. And also, in the last year, we have courses such as data mining, data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning. So these are the buzzwords, and every industry wants you to understand them. And we have this advantage. If you are a student of computer science, you understand these technologies at least more than anyone else in the classroom. So this gives you an added advantage, right? So, you know, a management education coupled with a degree in computer science gives a amalgamation which can be the best combination to start a career, because you understand the technicalities. You'll not be asked, if you've completed MBA, you'll not be asked to code, but then you'll be able to understand it. If not completely, at least you'll be understand the crux of it, and that is what is required from you. So all these courses are extremely important. Pay very diligent attention to them. So I hope that I answered this question of why MBA. If you are wishing to go for MBA after completing your graduation, you should be paying attention to this question. You should be devoting much of your time to answering this question, because this is the first question that you'll be asked in every interview. Also, what I missed in the last slide was, okay, for the CV. CV building is a iterative process. You cannot just do it in one go. So, and this is our habit that, in the third year, we are asked by the placement team that we'll have to submit the CV. So there are thousands of websites who are there to build CV. We just use their template and send the CV. So that is where you are not getting selected. You should have a right format, then spend 7 8 days filling every detail, right? Then get it reviewed from your seniors, your peers, your faculty, then make changes. And this is how you will be able to get the best possible representation of yourself. So with this, I would like to conclude the presentation. Sorry for boring you for so long. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Thank you. Hello, am I
Yeah,
audible?
you're audible. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Uh, Thank you so much. There was so much to learn from this. Thank you so much, Mr. Ashish. We learned a lot from you. Now, surely many of us will be eager to shower you with the queries and questions. Over to you, Nupur.
Thank you, Prabhat. And whatever we just saw and we heard from you, Ashish, it was really very insightful. And I hope we are a bit more clear on what we want to do and how to go about it. But we still have a few questions for you. So the first question is that if I want to pursue an MBA, should I wait to have some job experience or should I apply right after college?
Okay, so I answered this question in my presentation. So there is no right time. It completely depends on your time frame. When do you want to do an MBA? There are 50% of students who are freshers, even in my campus and in most of the campuses, including IM, A, B, C, or XLRI or ISB. So there is no time. There is no right time. It's just that it depends on your time frame. So
Okay.
yes, having work experience really helps you. There is no denying that fact.
Oh, all right. So the second question was also answered in the presentation, but if you want to add something, here it is. How to plan the college days to become more productive, and what are the different options one must try and give a hand to before job?
Okay, what should we do? What should you be doing while you are still in graduation? Enjoy. Probably that is the answer. But spend time with your friends, hang out. But you should be very clear about what you want to do after your graduation, right? You should be working towards that goal. I have, we used to spend time hours in canteen. So it should be like when you are free, when you are alone, you know what you are up to, what you want to do, and how you want to go ahead with this. Right? So I hope I answered your question.
Yes.
Ashish, if you can tell them an innovative way, because abhi kya hai, they are not coming to college, right?
Hmm.
Uh, Colleges are closed, and in fact, the current. I'll just like to just remind you how the timelines have come. The current third year have been in college for from July till February of yeah, March first week. Okay, luckily हमने अपना semester किया था उसके बाद they closed down. Second years and first years have not come to college and not seen the college life. So if you can also stress that in did you have such an experience in which you were studying and you could not be there with your peers, so if you can also give some suggestions to them of how to stay motivated and so on.
So, ma'am, this is the case with us as well. When I joined MBA, most first year was online. So, what we do is we conduct our events online only. Like I have seen here, most of the participants have disabled their videos, but it is mandatory in every event, formal or informal, that you will have to switch on your webcam. So this is also a way of networking, right? If you can see my face, you can relate to me, isn't it? We conduct birthdays and parties even on webcams, and this is the situation. This is the norm in across campuses, right? So probably this way you can network, and this will really help. I mean, see, teachers do ask you to switch on your webcam, and you do not do that because we have this complacency. कौन खोलेगा, मतलब खोलने में फिर अच्छे से बैठना पड़ेगा. But it is important. This gives you seriousness. So try to network online only. There are so many platforms. You can do that.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah. So
I
the
hope the
third.
camera idea really works, and we see more cameras. And we have third year here, and I never taught in third year for many years. Like this is the first time I'm teaching a third year. तब तक तो mics भी नहीं on होते हैं इनके. So it's like very demotivating for the teachers also कि कोई सुन भी रहा है कि नहीं. So if you have your cameras on, if you're interactive, we know that someone's listening, someone is interested, and you're also more interested and motivated to deliver.
Correct, ma'am. It's like at least हमारे में तो अटेंडेंस ही नहीं लगेगा if you have not switched on the webcam for a particular duration. If we have a lecture of for 75 minutes, you'll have to ensure that your webcam was on for 70 minutes at least. If you have not maintained that, you'll be not getting attendance. So you can do that. If the rules are not that stringent, at least you can do this voluntarily.
No, no, the university giving the liberty to the students because they're all over, they're in pan India, that they don't have networks. So the university, since we have had the lockdown, have not made it, now
Mandate.
the attendance is not counted in our internal assessment also, right? So that's why there are some students who they join in the day of the test. We have such students. I mean, current third year students also. Imagine. Okay, so it's like sort of misusing the liberty you've got because of some particular constraint that is there. But it all builds on to your skills, and we've been trying to
Correct.
say that.
True, ma'am.
Yeah, continues, Nupur. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No problem, ma'am. So the third question that we have is that if someone wants to continue a career in computer science or what do pursue MSc, So, what are the career options after BSc and how to make a roadmap for it?
So if you want to continue in computer science, there are so many courses and extremely rewarding courses such as data science. Many of my friends are pursuing them, and you can go abroad, and the salary package that you receive there is of different level altogether. And there's this course MCA. So I must think that you must already be knowing this. And apart from computer science, I can talk about management. So you can always go for MBA, and the exposure, the networking, the monetary benefits is altogether uh, an experience I think everyone should have once.
See, he just mentioned he loves marketing, right? So he's going to market MBA only and mostly.
Ma'am, this biasness, right?
No, no,
And
no.
I'm
But
very
this,
fond of.
that is definitely what you said in the end. I totally agree that even if you do a master's and you're ultimately, going to go after a few years, you're going to, go up in the hierarchy. That's what you're really aiming for. So an MBA ultimately does give you that edge. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So the next question that we have is that since you were a computer science student and then you shifted to something like management, so how was your experience
Um,
throughout this?
Initially, I had my own hesitations. So, as I said in my PPT as well, the dreaded question, why MBA, used to haunt me. I used to talk to PT ma'am, even Mona ma'am, and my friends. Why do I want to do an MBA? So, see, I feel that the amalgamation of computer science and management education is should be the most sought after, because every industry, anywhere you go, you are expected to understand technology, right? And if you are a student of technology, that is the biggest advantage that you can have. Yes, that is how uh, I started preparing. I started having this interest towards management, and also I was very active in society. I thought that management is something that interests me. So that's how I started preparing for CAT, and eventually I'm really loving this field.
All right, thank you so much. The next question is that how to manage college studies and preparation, and what is the right time to start preparing for CAT?
Right time today. So this is something that you'll have to figure out. It depends on strengths. Somebody is extremely good at, let's say, maths, so he'll have shorter duration of preparation than someone who is from a vernacular language. So he'll have really hard time preparing VRSC section. So it really depends on his strength. He'll have to analyze yourself. And best time, optimal time, if you're asking, then I would say second year, because that's you, for the first year you explore college, you explore your graduation, because you're just fresh out of the school, and start preparing from second year. Read books, get familiarized with the structure of the exam, talk to the people who are studying there, and by start of third year, or even before that, you should be completely focused. How you should be managing your time towards your graduation studies and MBA, I mean preparation, is something that you can devote 3 to 4 hours to 3 hours per day for your preparation. And I have been through this course. I know what how rigorous it is. So you can easily do that if you are serious about it.
All right. And the last question for you is that is there any disadvantage for a non-commerce student in an IIM?
It is an advantage. I just said, if you are BTech plus MBA, you'll not be given the diversity point. There is some weightage for according to parameters in the selection process. So if let's say IIM Rohtak gives 60% weightage to CAT score, then 30%, 15-20% to interview, 5% for gender diversity, and 5% for academic diversity. So I had obtained that academic diversity. So it actually is advantageous. And when you're talking about science graduates, we are not science graduates. we are computer science graduates, right? We are technical people. So your domain is extremely relevant to industry, and you are getting the diversity point, and then you are sitting for the placements, and you understand the technology. So you be the chances of you getting recruited becomes higher. So I hope I answer your question.
Yes, thank you very much for answering these questions. And now we surely are a bit more clear. So, thank you very much once again. And Prabhat, you may take over from here.
Any other
We hope.
questions from the participants? Just a minute, Prabhat. Any other
Yeah,
questions
ma'am.
that you'd like to write in the chat? You're most welcome. Or yes, please. Yeah, you can unmute also. Yeah.
So you want to know the domain that I have chosen? Okay, so I'm a marketing student, and I'm also minoring in data analytics. And so these are the preferred choices because I had done computer science. So data analytics was very organic, very natural to me, and marketing is something that I wanted to pursue. So these are the two domains. Going forward, I am placed as a consultant. So maybe consulting or strategy. Let's see.
There is one more question in the chat that asks, what was your percentile in CAT?
Okay, percentile in CAT. Uh, am I really supposed to answer this? Okay,
No, that's completely up to you.
so I had 98.9 percentile. This was my second attempt. My first attempt was in 2018 when I was in final year, and in that attempt I had 94.65. Preeti ma'am and Mona ma'am knows this. I was really disheartened because despite getting decent percentile, I was not able to get any shortlist. But then I had to kind of um, understand my I had to make myself understand that um, let's wait for 2 3 months and prepare for CAT. So I did not go for the job, and I sat for 2 3 months and prepared in that time frame. And in the second attempt, I got 98.9%.
Uh, three more questions actually. Uh, which books apart from Arun Sharma are helpful for learning concepts in quants?
Arun Sharma book is the Bible. I had completed that book twice. And apart from that book, I had taken time material. It is readily available in Nai Bazaar or Nai Sarak. Yeah, Nai Sarak is the place. So I had bought it from there. So I used to prepare from different materials of these institutions. They are really good. If you do not want to give them a lakh rupee, just get their material and prepare.
All right. The next question is it worth doing an MBA from private college or a state government college?
So if you're talking about private colleges, they are extremely good colleges, like better than a few IIMs even, such as XLRI. The average package of an XLRI graduate this year is 32 lakh. So these are extremely good colleges like ISB, and they are decent colleges such as Goa Institute of Management, TAPMI. So you can aim for those colleges. Those colleges are decent. I mean, you can expect a good company, a good profile. And coming into this government college, I'm not sure which college you're talking about because most of the MBA colleges are national colleges only. So I cannot answer this.
All right. So, in your opinion, which is better, GMAT or CAT?
Any day CAT. I mean, sorry, I'm not CAT. I mean, GMAT is something that you will have to. This is the entrance to the colleges abroad. And here, if you are aspiring for MBA college in India, you'll have to appear for CAT. So the process is completely different. The type of colleges offered is completely different. The eligibility criteria is completely different. So yes, if you are getting very good colleges in GMAT, of course they are renowned colleges of the world. So obviously they have better opportunities for you. But then, if you are going without any experience in some institution in other country, they may not even accept your candidature because they have this requirement of a certain work experience. So I would say if you're a fresher, CAT should be the exam you should be aiming for. But if you want to work for a couple of years, or let's say 3 4 years, and then want to do an MBA from abroad, GMAT is the best place, best exam.
Okay. And could you suggest some sources or ways to enhance vocabulary up to the level of GMAT or CAT?
There is this book, Word Power Made Easy. I used to read it. Second, The Hindu. Read the editorial and the Economic Times. Many times it has happened that the CAT exam exam setters provide the same comprehension that was there in editorial. So read these in newspapers. The level of English, the vocabulary is extremely good.
All right. Thank you for answering these questions. Do we have any more questions? Okay, we have another question. What to do if I got stuck in a question even though I know the whole concept?
Okay, if you get the, so this is something called practice, and I hope you this should not get repeated in your D day. uh, Fluency and how lucid way you can do a question depends on how much practice you have done. So this had happened with me as well. In my first attempt, I was kind of confident with my DLR section, but it just happened that I got stuck in a very easy question, relatively easy question. So I had not practiced enough. You'll have to practice.
All right. So practice is the key. And how did you impress your professors during your interviews?
I used to dance. Actually, no. Sorry for the PJ. So it used to happen as they have certain requirements, right? They want to access you in terms of academics, in terms of your work experience, your communication, your extracurricular activities. If you have done that, if you have done these things, you have a lot to talk on. Just you should be confident enough to talk on your abilities. They'll be get impressed. They'll be getting impressed for sure.
Okay. So I hope that's the end of the question. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think Ashish also has to wind up. So this is the last question that Nakul has given. You just take that because Ashish has to also be free.
All right. So the last question that we have is there any requirements to learn speed maths?
I have not learned sweet maths enough in any time. So I don't know if that is a requirement. But yeah, there are students, I mean MBA aspirants, who learn speed math, and I don't know how that helps. So if you are good in speed maths, it really helps you because you will not have to use the calculator, and CAT provides you a simulated calculator, and you should not be using them. So if you are good in speed maths, it will help you for sure in saving time.
All right. That was the last question that we had. Prabhat, you may take over from here.
We hope everyone has got a learn a lot from this session, and we bring the Tech Pioneer Society will continue to have such enlightenment and useful sessions. We have a Google form in the chat box for your feedback. We will appreciate it if you could fill it. Now we come to the end of this insightful session. Prior to winding it up, I would like Deepak sir to deliver a few words of warmth to all of us. Over to you, Deepak sir.
Okay, thank you, Prabhat. And I, Dr. Deepak Sharma, would like to express my gratitude to our Honorable Principal, Professor Manoj Sinha, sir, to grace the event, and Dr. Preeti Jagwani, ma'am, co-convener, and Ms. Mona Adlakha, convener of the Tech Pioneer Society, for their presence and contribution to make this Tech Pioneers Alumni Speak series a great success. And I extended my gratitude to our esteemed alumnus, Mr. Ashish Kumar. Thank you, Ashish, for representing their valuable views. And I am thankful to Ranjan sir, Sonal ma'am, Rajkumar Sharma sir, Neha ma'am, Rajiv Rai sir, and the organizers, the entire team for a Tech Pioneer Society, Tanushri, Shivam, Advik, from all the Department of Computer Science, Aryabhatta College, and all the participants for coming here and attending this meeting. Thank you. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And uh, Prabhat, I'll just speak few
Hmm.
lines. Thank you for having me here, and it's absolute honor to be back in the campus that you have studied. So thank you so much for having me here.
Ashish, it's really been a pleasure. It was a great, session listening to you. And as a teacher, it's just a matter of pride to see your student grow and see the kind of confidence and all of that. It's like really, really very, just like we got emotional at your favor. And I'm sure that Preeti ma'am, she would have been so proud listening to you live. But she'll definitely, see your the recording of this, and we're really proud. And for all the other students, it's really a matter of pride for us that you guys achieve something in life. It may be anything, right? We're just with you, and we're just hope that sessions like this help you, especially in this time when we're at home. I hope there were so many takeaways from Ashish. I think for myself also, there's so many things I could take away, and I hope you guys were listening intently. Especially for those who are MBA aspirants or otherwise also, it's just what he was conveying was persistent hard work is, I think, to say in one line. And Ashish has given his email ID also, so you can reach out to him. And he was always very helpful, and I'm sure he'll be very helpful otherwise also. Ashish, if you can briefly mention about some internship opportunities in case you still have them, just brief the students.
Yes, so we have this startup, Dream I Am, and I had told this to ma'am as well. So we have these openings. Currently, I'm not sure that we have or not, but we will be floating recruitment drive again. So if any of you are interested, you'll be directly working with people who are from IIMs, ITs, and with us. So there is a opportunity for learning, right? Learning in terms of operations, HR, marketing, digital marketing. So if these domains are something that interests you, please come and join us.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
A good event never ends in the world. They take only a pause and keep us waiting for the next. Here we come to the end of a fun and insightful session. Last but not the least, I would like thank everyone for their active participation. Wish you a wonderful event. Have a good time ahead. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.